Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. This is Rosanna with Nest of Petals for FlossTube number 7, which is exciting. I can't believe I've been doing this for a few months now. So if you're new here, welcome. I hope you love everything that I share and you subscribe. And if you are returning, welcome back. I truly appreciate you guys as well. So let's go ahead and kick off. The last couple of weeks have been a pretty busy time. So my daughter, she refs for soccer as well as plays soccer. So we've been going to different games that she's been doing. This past weekend, my niece just turned, well, her birthday's officially October 11th, but we celebrated her 15th birthday early and did a quinceañera. And it was amazing. It was beautiful. She was extra fancy. We had a really great time. So happy birthday to her. And what I want to go over today, I don't have any I don't have any finishes. I do have several whips that I was working on the last 2 weeks since we last saw each other. I do have some haul, and I think I have one new start. Yeah, I think one new start. So I'm in a new area today, if you guys can't tell from the background, and it feels a little weird because one, I've never videoed in this space. So this is my craft / creative room. It's still a work in progress, but I was able to put up the entire wallpaper in here. I'm still tidying up specific spots within this room, and I do plan on sharing it with you guys once it's like fully complete. Until then, you will only be seeing the wallpaper. I also do plan on putting some cross-stitch items up on the wall that are framed. I do have some already leaning against the wall across from me. I just need to decide on how I want them laid out, and do I want them specifically behind me on this wall. So stay tuned for that. And I do have, after I share all of my stitchy stuff, I do have 2 other items that I want to share with you guys as well. So stay tuned for that. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and kick it off with some whips. Here we go. So the first one, and I actually haven't done this one in quite some time, so it was nice to put some stitches in it, and it's every opening flower. And what I was able to do on this one, since we last spoke, or actually a couple weeks from now, I did the entire border besides the florals, the flowers around the house. And I am doing this on 40 count Be Stitch Me, Not Another Sampler fabric. So this is what this entire border I finished. And I am doing 1/2, and I'm doing DMC floss. And I think she's looking beautiful. So it was actually really nice to pull her out because I haven't done her probably in over a month. It's been quite some time, especially with sampler September being last month. I focused only on the samplers that I have, which are several, along with I started I think 2 or 3 new samplers last month. So being able to pull out previous patterns that I've stitched on when I first started my channel was really, really nice, and it was fun. So every opening flower. Let's see, the next one I'm going to share is, I call it the donkey, but it's the color red, and it's from GGR. And I did decide to switch this up just a tad bit, but this is the pattern. And I call it the donkey because of the donkey right there, which was one of the main reasons why I chose this one. And I am doing this on, it's 40 count Newcastle linen. And I actually got this off of the Colorado Crossstitch, her website. She actually has a good variety, so check her out. She also has several patterns as well. And when I first started, it recommends either, I think it's Cayenne, which is, I want to say Gentle Arts, but don't quote me on it. And if you didn't do that, you could do the DMC, which was $4.98, which was this one. So what I originally did is I started on this, but my mom had mentioned to me, and if you look at the pattern, I'm going to show it to you guys again, you can see there's different colors of the red, and that might be because the other floss that they actually utilized for this pattern was a variegated one. So you can see like the bird is lighter, the cornucopia up here is that darker color, which looks like the 498. So what I ended up doing is I pulled 817. So any part that's lighter within that pattern, I'm going to be using 817, and then the darker ones I'm going to be doing 498. So I did work maybe a full day on this, and I wanted to get more done, but I needed to go to bed. It was almost 11 o'clock when I quit last Thursday. But what I was able to do since the last time we saw each other was I did the bell and the teapot, I finished the X, and I started the house. And you can see the two different colors that I am using, which I actually like. I like this look better. I think it's gonna really make it pop a little bit more, having the two different DMC colors. And I'm hoping you guys can see this, because again, I'm in a different spot. All right, so that is the color red from GGR. All right, the next one, which is one of my faves that I've been working on, is GGR again, Mary Griffith. And I love this one. This one's super, super fun. And it's an easy stitch, I think. And maybe it's more easier because I love it so much. And what I was able to do since the last time we spoke was I did more of the flower over here, and then I finished this side of the border, and I went, I started to go towards the bottom there. I also finished the little flower and the dog as well. So let me show that to you guys. And I am doing this on 36 count parchment, and it's from Weeks Dye Work. And let's see, hope you guys can see that. So I was able to, again, I did this flower, I did the little, I think it's a dog. I think it's a dog. And where is it at? I did the flower top, and then again, I did the entire border from there down. So my goal for this year is to get at least 2 samplers done. And we're already in October. I mean, this one is pretty big. I'm gonna re-show you the pattern. It is a pretty big size, but I think I might have a chance of getting her finished The other one I think I might have a chance of getting finished is, and I don't have it with me today because I didn't do any progress on it, is IAD. I think it's 1812 is the year. So that's on my to-do list actually for the next 2 weeks, is to get some stitches into that one because I've gotten a good amount on it. And I shared that progress in previous videos if you want to see which one I'm speaking about. The next whip that I started on for the last 2 weeks is Jane Bowen 1837, and this is from Needlework Press. And I won this on the Facebook group, which is Homespun. And I think she's super cute. My favorite is the Juicy Bunny down here. And this one is a fun stitch too. It's super easy. I'm having a really good time. I am doing this one. The call for is DMC, and I am doing it on 36 count. I'm not doing it on their called for fabric. So their called for was 36 count hog bristle linen by Fox and Rabbit. And I decided to go with Edinburgh 36 count country mocha. And I'm doing it on the side where it's not, I want to say variegated, but I don't think that's the proper word. But I actually got a lot done since the last 2 weeks I saw you guys. So I did all the flower buds. I did the year. I did this motif. I don't know what that is, maybe like a puma or something. I did the angel, and then I started on another little flower down there. Again, this one's super, super easy to stitch. It's really fun. I'm having a great time doing it. I love that there's not a lot of floss change. The whole pattern has, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 different colors. So I love that. Not having to have this bag full of floss and being able to interchange and use the floss that you have with the other ones. So that's Miss Jane Bowen. All right, the next one, and this is my last whip, is my Halloween at Hollyberry, and this is from Stacy Nash. And you guys know I've been working on this one diligently, trying to get her finished. And the called for was 35 count R&R reproduction linen, which was 18th century rook. And they also did Gentle Arts thread. And I didn't do either or for this specific pattern. So I actually went with 40 count Weeks Confederate Gray. And again, everything I stitch is 1/2. And I recently uploaded a video a few days ago. So on my last FlossTube, which was FlossTube number 6, I asked you guys to place in comments anything that you would be interested in me sharing. And one of the comments was how I variegate using DMC floss. So that video is up in my channel under the FlossTube link. I will also link it below if you guys are interested in checking it out. Instead of using, you know, maybe the Gentle Arts or that variegated floss that comes, you're able to create it yourself and create it in a way that you feel is your comfort and what makes you happy. So again, I did upload that, but here she is in her glory. And I know she's pretty big, but I've done a lot since the last time we spoke. So one thing I did is I finished the entire border. I just need to fill in the flowers. And the other thing I did was I started the roof. I did this part of the house. I did all of the windows. I filled in the door, I filled in the statue. I think, oh yeah, and that's it. Which is, I know might not sound like a lot, but it was a lot of work. Like I was working on this day in, day out, really trying to get as much stitches as I possibly could. And I'm gonna just show kind of up close. So if you guys want, again, to watch that video of how to variegate, you can see in the statue, the grays are two different grays. I hope this is coming over properly. And then the beige and like that yellow color in the RIP is a little brighter and lighter in different spots as well. Same with the house. So really throughout this entire pattern, I variegated. I even variegated within like the flowers, the letters, this border right here that divides the alphabet. So anytime I tried to have that capability of variegating, I was able to do it. So like the only thing that's not variegated is probably the black, because what else can you do? I mean, I probably could have gone with, I think Raven was the called for. It's like a blackish green, but I wanted to use all DMC, so that's my Halloween at Hollyberry Farms. The goal, the competition I was having was with my mom for completion by October 13th. That's like really, I don't know if I can meet that goal, because I have an appointment tomorrow that I might not be able to stitch it all in. And I really only have Thursday, Friday to stitch. So I don't know, but I will say probably next time I do my next floss tube, which will be floss tube 8, my goal is to at least have that completed by then, which will still be before Halloween, and I'll at least be able to get some utilization out of her. I was also thinking of going to, since the border is complete, going to like pick out a frame if I can't find one in-house or at the thrift store. I wanted to check out what they have first, and I do have a stash of frames, so I'm going to see if maybe she'll fit in one of those. So there's different options, but I will say, even though I might not get her done by the 13th, for starting her in July and not really being able to focus fully on her until probably the last month, maybe not even a month, maybe 2.5 weeks or so, I think I've accomplished a lot. So I'm proud of myself for what I've achieved thus far. And I did have one new start, and I'll insert the photo, and it's from JBW Designs. She had a free stocking pattern. I believe it was in August when they were doing like different lives and different stitching groups and stitch-alongs. I'm not really remembering the name of it, but she had a free stocking, and I decided to do it because I would love to have some Christmas items finished for the year where I can actually place them on our tree. And I was thinking of, I know she has a new collection of stockings. I watched her latest video, and I believe she was giving some away as gifts, but she has all these different patterns, and I think it would be super cute to have them on a tree with some vintage ornaments. But this is the one that I started, and again, I put the picture in so you guys are able to see. And I'm not sure the color of this, but I believe it's Picture This Plus on a 40 count, and the color I'm using is 817 DMC. So I've started, and this was only maybe 2 hours, 2.5. So it was really, really fun just kind of going through, stitching this one away while I watched some FlossTube friends. So yeah. And this one should be done. I don't know if it'll be fully in stocking mode but it will be done by the next time I speak with you guys. Speaking of FlossTube friends, so I wanted to start doing this because I enjoy being able to share others, and two friends that I watched within the last 2 weeks that I wanted to mention was Jessica at Sweetwater Stitcher. She's also a floss tuber. She just came back from a retreat on her most recent video, and she's sharing all of her goodies. She has a lot of goodies. She's also sharing like her works in progress, her new start. She also started Graced Out Abound. If you guys remember, I have that hashtag going on. So if you do start it, please tag me. I would love to see it. And the hashtag is Pumpkin Please Autumn Sal. So she's started that one, and she's gotten a pretty good amount done. She has the entire little border finish and the house, and she started on the words. And then a sweet friend of mine, Sarah at Handmade by Sarah W. She has 2 beautiful sampler finishes on her most recent floss tube. So you guys need to go check her out. She's also working on, I think it's called the 12 Days of Christmas. She should be done with that fully by her next floss tube upload. She's so down to earth and very sweet, so make sure you go and check her out as well. The next thing I wanted to go over was haul. So I had been seeing on Instagram women in like cross stitches, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I saw one, and then I was like, ooh, that's beautiful. I don't have that haul yet. I ordered that and a red sampler from the attic. So might get here by my next floss tube, so I'll share it within that haul. But when I saw it, I was like, ooh, she's beautiful. She would be super fun to stitch. So called the attic, placed that order, and then I saw another cross stitch that had a lady in it, and I'm trying to remember the Instagram name. I'll put it in my description because I don't remember her name, but I follow her on Instagram, and she had just finished the one that I ordered from the attic, along when I was scrolling through her feed, along with Anne Ogden, 1843 by Hands Across the Sea. So this is one of my haul that I got. And when I saw the women in the stitching, and then they had different, backgrounds, animals, flowers, whatever it may have been, I thought to myself, this would be so cool to have a wall somewhere in my home, maybe even in my craft room, of the women stitching only. So it would be like this one. I'm going to show you another one that I got. So that's one that will be on the wall. The other will be Hannah Carter, and this is from the Scarlet Letter. I recently went to In Stitches this past weekend with my mom, which was so fun. That's up in Alexandria, up north from here. It's like an hour and a half from us, but we've been meaning to go there. So the next 2 things I'm going to show you guys after this pattern were from there. So here's another woman that will be on my woman wall, my woman gallery wall, and she is completely filled in with stitches. Which will take a while, but I think she's so pretty. I love the different animals. They're so out of the ordinary, the way that they look, if that makes sense. The horse and the kid, the birds, the big old trees, the butterfly. I just think they're so beautiful. So if you can imagine, you know, these two plus others, because I'm going to find more, and I'm waiting on one more. Just imagine how they will look. Oh, I do have one. It was actually a free pattern, and I think it was Betty. I'm going to insert the photo. I don't remember the name, but I'll insert the photo. I'm actually going to be starting that one within the next 2 weeks. I got the DMC floss, and I'm actually going to be using one of the lens I got. And she will also be on my woman cross stitch wall. So these are the 2 linens that I got from In Stitches this past weekend when my mom and I went up there. We did this before the quinceañera. This one is 40 count weeks dye work, and it's parchment, which I have it already in 36, but I love doing 40 count if I can. I think 40 is my favorite, probably. And then the other linen that I got was another weeks dye work 40 count, and it's cocoa. And I'm actually going to be using this for the reproduction sampler, I believe. But I might change my mind. But I shared another reproduction sampler on my last floss tube, and the color is a little dark like this. But I do have another linen that's 36 count, so I might be doing the 36 instead of the 40. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. So stay tuned. And another item that I ordered, this is probably over a week ago, and I believe her Instagram is the Knitting Norway. I'll link her below as well. But she just finished this one from the Scarlet Letter, and it's a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. And she was sharing like her works within the process, like on Instagram, and then she fully finished it probably 2 weeks ago almost. And it's stunning. It's another complete full coverage. But you guys, if you have this pattern, I think we need to do it together. I think I'm going to save this one for the new year so I can focus on some other items. I know this one will take me a very long time because I do like stitching other things. Plus, I'm working on reproduction of samplers and a lot of other things behind the scenes. But she's so beautiful. Like, look at these motifs. I'm excited. If you have that feeling when you see something, a pattern, and it calls to you, that's what these are doing to me. They call to me, and I'm like, okay, I need to get that. And I know I've told you guys many a times before, I made it to where I'm not gonna just stitch something just to stitch it. So if I do make a purchase, or when I make a purchase, it's going to be something that I'm truly going to love and cherish, and that I'm really going to be wanting to see and be excited to see it every time I walk past it. So you'll notice I don't have a lot of smalls, and I know I keep saying like I need to have more smalls, but I don't want to just stitch smalls just to stitch it. I do have some that I do want to stitch, but it's not top priority right now, so they're just gonna have to wait just a little bit longer, but they will come out of the woodworks eventually. And let's see, okay, the last one I got was, and this is gonna be a stitch along, and it's from Stitchy Friends. She announced the stitch along for the Wee Santa 2023. And handmade by Sarah W. actually shared this in her Instagram stories. And I was like, oh, that is so cute. I would love to join. And she was saying, you totally need to join. So I got the pattern, and I'm thinking of doing it as an ornament or a little baby pillow. I think it would be super cute. So it's by Heart and Hand. And this is the Wee Santa for 2023. And they stitched it on a 32 count antique lambswood linen. And they use Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Work thread. And there is some embellishment. Let me take this out. There is some beading. I've never done beading before, so this will be new to me. But I'm gonna do mine probably on 36 or 40 count, and I'll be doing DMC. I don't know if there's DMC. Yeah, they already converted it for you. So yeah, so the Wee Santa, and again, there is a stitch along. I don't recall the hashtag. I'll link it in my descriptions, but you can also visit Stitchy Friends, because what they're doing is they're starting the stitch along on the 13th of October, which is Friday. And they're breaking it up, I believe, into either 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So they're like half, this part's like the first week, maybe second week and third week, maybe. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with how they're breaking it up. I'll try my best. Depends on how fast I can go. And it's actually not a very big sampler. It's not a very big Santa. And there's no 1/1 either. So this actually might not be bad as a 1/1. Maybe do it on a 28 count or something. So you'll see, because on my next Floss Tube, I'll give you guys an update on this one. And maybe I'll have it as a finish to share as well. All right. So quilting update, no update on that at the moment. Same with my knitting progress. I was waiting on a lace yarn so I could do two yarns together versus just one to make it a little bit thicker, so that I finally got over the weekend as well. But I wanted to share a cardigan, and this was from a Debbie Bliss book that I have, and I'll have to find it, and I'll have to search through my stuff. I should have probably done that before I shared the cardigan. But I also did Debbie Bliss yarn. I cannot talk. And I made this for my youngest. She used to go to preschool or kindergarten at a private school years ago. And I wanted to make her something so she could wear it when it got chilly outside or even inside. So this is the little cardigan that I made her. And it's in really good shape. She's 16 now, so I did this maybe when she was 5, 6, something like that. So I just wanted to, I was going through stuff, so I wanted to share this with you. So I thought, I remember when I did it and finished it, I was really proud of myself, because it was a lot of work, but she looks beautiful in it. And then the other thing I wanted to share, this is something that is a big favorite of customers that I have within my website, which is nestapetals.com. If you guys remember, I also do hand embroidery. So I have a heart pillow. It's roughly 12 by 12, and it says pray. And it comes with jute string, so you're able to hang it, or if you want to just have it as a flat lay, you can do that as well. And then this is the back. And the fabric that I use is a canvas, so it can give you that like antique rustic look if you want, but it's a very neutral color. So I just wanted to share this with you guys as well. And I think that's all that I have for you guys today. I don't think it was too long of a video. I want to remind you guys, check out my how to variegate using DMC floss. That video I uploaded, I believe, on Sunday morning. I'll also link it in the description box below. All of the patterns, if I'm able to link them, I will too, along with the different stitch alongs that are taking place. And if you guys have any questions or any comments, please let me know. I love reading your comments. I love seeing your feedback on things that you guys are wanting to see or things that you're enjoying seeing. And I appreciate you being here. So thank you so much. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Until then, happy stitching and love you mucho. Talk to you soon.